Hey guys, what's up? It's been a very long time. Haven't been around for a while, at least not on video. I have been active on Twitter quite a lot, so if you're not following me there yet, this is your chance to do so. I'm not going to be able to pronounce my last name in English because it's going to sound fucking ridiculous, but the spelling is D-R-O-O-G, so make sure to give me a follow. Posting charts there regularly, and some of them have been really good the last few weeks. Obviously, it has been a bull market, so stuff tends to go up in bull markets, so nobody's a genius. But, you know, some charts tend to go up quite a lot more than other charts. Some are less volatile. You know, it just depends what you're looking for when you're trading or investing. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to make, song and dance about it. Not going to, these videos aren't going to be extra. So if you're looking for high production value, this is not the channel for you. In any case, so I'm going to be going over my current open positions, which are more than I would like. And then afterwards, I'm going to go over my current watch list. So the watch list that I'm tracking next week, which is still way too long, but just note that I haven't gotten the chance to go over it yet, which I will do after the stream, maybe during, and then cut out quite a lot of them because there's currently 48 symbols in this watch list, which is too long. Obviously can't be in everything and can't catch everything, but the market's been really good. Stocks have been really forgiving. So yeah, that's why the watch list is pretty long. Yeah, today is Sunday. I've already mentioned that, I think. Sunday the 14th of September. And yeah, here we go, guys. So this is the first one. 1113. It's from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. As you know, I really like trading Hong Kong stocks. I'm very bullish on China. I have been a vocal China bull, I think, for the last 6 months or so. And I've noticed many more American investors also starting to look at Chinese and Hong Kong stocks. So this is really clear why I'm currently in this trade. Beautiful bottoming structure. Yeah, you know, can't really tell you much about it. When we got the close over here, I entered the trade. I especially like the fact that it's been consolidating right above the range high, which does tend to kind of, you know, sounds a little silly, a little rhetoric, but kind of tends to build energy to eventually get a more aggressive breakout. My stop is right now at the low of this week, but I've been in this trade for 3 days now, 2-3 days. So I'll probably move that stop up somewhere this week. Then we got Tencent. Tencent, I've traded this already in the past. I was stopped out of the trade. This is incorrect. I mean, I haven't updated the chart, but I was stopped out. I think it was around here, this pullback. Did get to first target. I closed the trade, have the trade here, and got stopped out of the rest. But I'm currently interested in the trade again. When stock prices move up, there's a point in time where I like trading reversal patterns, like this one here. However, when stocks have been going up for a long time, when crypto has been going up for a long time, I do like to trade the momentum up, because it just gives you more bang for your buck and quicker as well. So that's what I like. And when I do that, you know, it's the same old pattern, the same old stuff. A lot of guys trade, you know, call it what you want, call it a VCP, call it, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. The point is, I like the fact that this has gone up quite a lot. It's gone up over 120%. And it is currently consolidating around the 10 and the 20-day moving averages. If we see volume decrease, that is where I wanna be a buyer. So I bought the breakout out of this high, this little range here, stop at the low of the day. So I'm currently in this trade. I am probably going to sell this at market tomorrow because the breakout we got was not a high volume breakout, which I prefer to see, which we didn't get. The problem is with setups like this, you want to be a buyer at market. So you want to be watching the chart and see it actually break out on volume. But I'm obviously asleep, when the Hong Kong Stock Exchange is open. So when I really like a setup, I will place stop market orders. But then you wake up and, there's a breakout, but it's not on high volume. And when it's not on high volume, the chances of it failing are pretty big. So yeah, it's currently a trade I'm in, but I'm not too fond of it. Then we got 22A2, kind of the same. Big move. We got a move of over 60%, 65%. It's been consolidating for, quite some time, 42 days. Moving average is moving up. So it's at the 10, 20, and 50-day moving average right now and just consolidating. So same here, same as the 1698 10 cent. I bought the breakout over here out of this small base. Not higher volume. The day after I bought it, it's actually above average selling volume, so not something I typically like to see. So I'll probably get stopped down, but we'll see what Monday brings. This is a beautiful pattern. I really like this one. I usually don't trade fundamentals, but I do have to mention this. I do think we are lucky. We're not lucky to be alive at this point in time, I think, but I do think that we are in a day and age where, you had the dot-com bubble. Right now, we're not at the start, but we're definitely not near the end of in my opinion, huge AI run-up. I mean, obviously, stuff like Palantir, stuff like NVIDIA has gone up by like 1 billion %. So I'm not saying there aren't a ton of AI-related stocks that have done crazy multiples. But AI is a pretty general term, right? And I think that robotics are at a very early stage. If you look at, like mega companies like Tesla and where they're at with the robotics, there's a long way to go. There's a very long way to go. And I'm currently a buyer of a few Hong Kong or Chinese robotics stocks. So one of them is this one, 2498 RoboSense Technology. Really like this setup. I love ascending triangles. Because and I've said this 1,000 times in every single previous recording I think I've done, but it's just, you can clearly see sellers stepping in at the same time, at the same price, but buyers, losing patience and stepping in at continuing higher prices, which is generally very bullish. So I bought this at the breakout on Friday. And my stop is at the low of Thursday, the 11th. And we'll see what this does. I also think, and again, I don't really trade fundamentals, but it is something I keep in the back of my mind. The fact that a lot of these companies are pretty small, and it could happen that one of them is, bought up by some huge tech giant, which I think happens less in China and Hong Kong than in, say, the United States. I may be wrong on this, so if anybody has a lot more knowledge than I do on Chinese and Hong Kong companies, do let me know. But I think that happens less than in America. Anyway, we got this one. Again, very huge move, 80% up, and then we have a continuation rectangle forming. I did buy this breakout with a buy stop order, which is, as you can see, it's a fake out. It's a fake breakout. Probably sell this at market depending on what it does. What I do like is the ever increasing volume. Two big buying bars, two big green candles, which is good. So yeah, we'll see what this does. I generally like this setup. I really like continuation rectangles. I much prefer continuation patterns over reversal patterns, because continuation patterns are pretty much always, traded in a market or in a stock that has already confirmed the trend. So you're still trading with the trend, and you're not chasing, and you're not buying, in a random point in time. This is another robotics company. It is called UB Tech or UpTech, probably UB Tech. I generally prefer horizontal patterns over, well, not horizontal patterns, because an ascending triangle is obviously not horizontal. At both sides, I just like trading a breakout from a horizontal boundary, because diagonals work, but I think they work less because they are much easier to draw, right? I mean, you can draw any random diagonal pattern and get a lot of overlaps with the candles that are on the chart. So you're almost always looking at like at least 4 or maybe 5 touch points, ideally 5, before considering it a valid triangle. Sorry. What I dislike about this one is the distance from these highs and the top. So this is a much better pattern, of course. That is why it is drawn this way. In any case, bought the breakout. It is now trending up, a pretty good trend already, 10, 12% up on this. I didn't buy the exact breakout, but I bought it a little higher, somewhere around here. So I'm just gonna trail this. This move with a 10-day moving average. If we get a close below the 10-day, I will cut this position. But again, I think this can run pretty hard. It's a kind of a volatile stock, not that volatile. Average daily range is over 5%, which is okay. If you're trading momentum stocks, by the way, so if you're just hopping onto a moving train, I would recommend to look at ADR and don't trade. Well, you can. I mean, you obviously can trade stocks with a low ADR. Just know that it's going to take way longer in general for a big move to happen. It just means what the average daily range is over the last 20 days. So an average day on this has been over 5% per day on average, which is a lot. Which is obviously works both ways, right? So it's just a kind of a volatility indicator as well. Then we have Weibo. This is a reversal pattern. So what I just said, I do prefer continuation patterns, but I think China is at the beginning of hopefully a multi-year bull run. They've had it hard for the last 10 years. I think they've had a 10-year bear market, something like that. Let's have a look. So yeah, this has gone just sideways. This is the monthly chart, by the way. It has gone sideways for 117 months. Actually, it's been longer than that. It's gone, 118 months. And before that, we had like 3 months of extreme downside. The index dropped almost 50%, 46%, and then it just moved sideways for 10 years. Can you imagine that? I mean, I cannot imagine that, and you cannot either, probably, if you're trading anything in the US or trading crypto. You've never ever had a 10-year bear market. We've had with crypto and stocks, you've had like a few months or a year. I think with crypto, even a multi-year bear market. This one here in July 22 until August or September 23. So that's over a year. That's a long time. I remember that being a very long time. Imagine 10 years. That feels like eternity, man. So in any case, I think with the Chinese index breaking out, we got this really nice breakout out of the 10-year consolidation. We have another chart which I am currently long, which is this one. It's an ETF, which is basically Chinese companies that are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So stuff like Alibaba, Tencent. It's actually Tencent. I keep saying Tencent. I'm sorry for any Chinese listeners. Alibaba, I've mentioned, just the big Chinese companies, which is also a beautiful breakout in my opinion. So I'm currently long this ETF as well, which I will probably trail, not with the 10-day moving average, but the 20-day moving average. But we'll see. I have to get a feel for the volatility. Right now, it's been, it's only 1.4 ADR, which is, makes it pretty stable, at least for the last 20 days or so. We've covered this. We were covering this. Yeah, same old, nice rectangle. It's not the best rectangle. I don't like this one, but it's still 5 touches, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then we get the breakout. We also get the consolidation right below the breakout level, which I prefer. Sometimes there's no consolidation, right? We'll look at, let's take Grab, for instance. I freaking love this chart, man. This chart is a classic example of just beautiful classical chart patterns at work. I'm not going to go over the fact that you can draw chart patterns on anything. It's not the time or the place for that right now. But you get this, again, this huge ascending triangle bottoming structure. Started in April 22, breaks out in September 24. Grab is like I think it's like the, kind of like the Uber for in Asia, right? With the food delivery stuff. Don't remember about it, or the food, groceries, and packages. Oh, so it's pretty much everything. Yeah, so it's kind of like Uber but bigger, and it's really underperforming. But then it breaks out, and then we get just a almost perfect continuation head and shoulder pattern, which I really like trading. So I had a buy stop. I would prefer buying somewhere around here, but it's gone sideways a long time, and my target is way up. It's up 30, almost 35%. So I didn't mind waiting for a confirmed breakout of, I think it was 3%, a little higher than 3%. Yeah, so I'm in this as well. I will be trailing this. Obviously, my stop is right now under the low of Friday. I started up with the low of Thursday, so it's a wide stop. It's a very wide stop. 9%. It's not that wide. It's all right. It's I've seen crazier, but it's not as tight as I'd like it to be. That sounded creepy. Anyway, then we have the Aussie Canadian. I mean, I love this, man. I really love this. Trades like this, they just work perfectly, and they don't look back. I've said it a lot of times, but the best breakouts, they don't look back. And that is why it's so important to just always cut your losses quickly, man. That it's the only thing you can do. It's the only thing you can control. If there's one thing you have to remember and keep telling yourself every single day, every single trading day, is that the only way to avoid big losses is by taking small ones. And you just know that if a breakout occurs and it's aggressive and it doesn't look back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, just know, well, this is the first red day, kind of, but I wouldn't really consider this a pullback. You know you're in something good. So then the question becomes, knowing that you are in a good trade, knowing that these trades don't happen often, are you going to stick to your target and sell the entire position, or are you going to keep part of the position and trail your position with a moving average or whatever you want? You can use an ATR based stop loss. I'll probably cover half, maybe 2/3, and then trail the rest. There are some there's some economic data coming out next week, I mean, in Canada, which can either launch this chart up or nuke it down, obviously. Yeah, I mean, obviously nothing can happen as well, but I mean, the economy and data coming out has been all over the place recently. So I do expect some volatility to occur. I wouldn't mind some consolidation so the moving averages can start moving up a bit because it's quite extended over here, meaning the drop can be more aggressive as well. But we'll see. For now, it's a very, very good trade. And it looks small. You know, if you're used to trading crypto, especially altcoins, and you see this chart, you're like, dude, what the fuck is this? You know, it's gone up for like 0.000%. Yeah, but if you ever traded FX, if you ever traded Forex, if you ever traded anything really, you know, it doesn't really matter because the position size is obviously adjusted accordingly. So a move like this, which may look small, can actually make up a lot. We have AVAX. I've posted this 1,000 times on Twitter, on X. I mean, it's really time for me to start saying X. Twitter's been long gone. Anyway, this is just to me, this is perfect. This is a perfect rectangle bottom. You know, the touches are just almost pixel perfect. And then we get a symmetrical triangle forming right below the rectangle top, meaning if we get a breakout from the triangle, we also get a breakout out of the bottoming structure, which is the exact point my entry was. So if I trade a symmetrical triangle, by the way, I will not trade the breakout from this level. I will trade the previous high, the previous minor high. And it's got to be close to the breakout point. So the distance from this to this, right? Like this distance can't be too high. If it is, I will skip it. That is the reason why I skipped Doge, for instance, which obviously was a bad decision. Well, it's up 14%, so that's not great, but this too is a symmetrical triangle, but I thought that the distance between this point here where it broke out and the previous high was too big, which is what I don't want. This 8%. Obviously, again, 8% in crypto isn't that much, but I thought it was too much. And with other alternatives presented to me, I went with the best one. I've already covered half because we have FOMC on Wednesday, and I don't know how much more strength we're going to get into that. Then we have Alibaba. This is again, this is really not a perfect symmetrical triangle at all. But I've been trading this on and off for a while. I traded this as well. We get the, where is it? We get the Head and Shoulders here, which I also traded. You know, get the consolidation, and then we get the breakout here, which I traded. And then I added to the position here. So that is why this isn't really a perfect looking symmetrical triangle, but I still traded it anyway. I don't really have a target for Alibaba except for the old ones, which were the targets from this huge bottoming base, this huge bottoming structure, which I will still use for now. I'll probably cover half as well when the market opens tomorrow and then trail the rest of the position. We have El Al, beautiful continuation, head and shoulder pattern. Just, I mean, really just textbook perfect. I love this. I would take this trade every single day of every single week. Stop is at this low here, Thursday low. And yeah, I'll probably cover the full position at the target of 1,755 Israeli shekel. No, it's agurot, which is like the cents of the Israeli currency. Then we have Ethereum. It's consolidating between previous all-time high of 4,800 and 4,100. What I really liked here is just, the fact that it got really, really, really tight over here. And I bought the breakout out of these highs with a very tight stop around here. No, it was actually here. It's around below these lows. I do have too much crypto exposure right now. I own AVAX, I own Ethereum, and I own Solana. I know some of you will probably have a billion coins in your portfolio, but yeah, crypto is extremely correlated. So if one crypto coin shits the bed, I mean Bitcoin obviously, and even Ethereum, then the whole market just shits itself. So yeah, I've been stopped out of this trade many times, which was really annoying. And by many times, I mean 3, which is already more shots I would than I usually give a trade. But yeah, I do feel Solana is lagging on Ethereum, and I do think Solana is the better play, which is also why this is a bigger position. We also had a head and shoulder top potentially here, which failed. Meaning we have a head and shoulder failure pattern to trade, which is a bullish pattern combined with the pattern here. This was a buy for me. Let's see, grab. We covered grab. We have lean hawk futures, which I am trading as well. Again, you'll see the same pattern over and over and over and over and over again. Just get used to trading like a handful of patterns, maybe even 1 or 2. If you just start trading, let's say, ascending triangles, it will be such a good thing for everybody. Just the fact that you know how to recognize them, know within which context they usually work and within which context they usually don't, how to set your stops, how to manage the trade. People want to do way too much when they start off trading, and it's already complex enough as it is. I mean, it's not. It's complex. Maybe not. It's kind of simple, but it's very hard, if that makes sense. So yeah, my stop is at the low over here because we have a thrust candle that closed through all these highs, which I will sometimes use as a tool for risk management as well. I'll probably get stopped out of this tomorrow. However, it is below daily ADR, which is good. And when we open on Monday, ATR will be slightly higher again. So it's well below ATR. Yeah, ATR is 1.28, meaning from here it can drop 1.28 and still be considered within ATR. But this kind of just, you get different ATR readings. I don't really understand why this ADR says 5.2. Maybe someone can explain this to me. I've used this indicator for ages, and I think many other people do as well. But I don't really get this is 30, obviously, and the other one is 20. Well, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. In any case, I'm in this trade, getting close to target. And that is also when I start managing the risk a little tighter. Covered this KWEB, Queb. Yeah, this is a beautiful trade. This is huge bottom. I don't even know if you want to call this a bottom pattern. I mean, it's just so freaking wide. It's 350% in width, which is, it's just too wide, but it's come back all the way around, all the way back to the high of December 2021. And then it starts consolidating, which I really like. So I just knew I had to be in this when it broke out. It consolidated 9 weeks, and then it just exploded out of this, right? Gets really tight here at the 10, 20, and 50-day moving average, which is really nice. Low volume, and then it just explodes. The only downside is this is a very tiny position because I was way up on margin, and then I really wanted to add this as well. So I made it a small position, which sucks because it's up 3%. But yeah, that's how it is. Then we get a RKLB. Same again, a huge move up, starts getting really tight. I was thinking this may be a diamond pattern, but it's not. So I'm going to remove this. It's just a triangle once again. Gets really tight, starts going over the moving averages, breaks out, and I bought the level here, which is also on slightly higher volume. Not huge volume, but higher than average. 2 days in a row as well. So that's good. That is a good sign. I can see this do very well if the market is going to be forgiving. This still is a beautiful trade. Thanks to Axel from Tech Charts for putting this on my radar. We get the ascending triangle, and then we get the continuation out of it. So I traded this breakout here, but then we are also in a larger structure from which we also broke out. So I traded both, and now I'm just trailing the stop. I already covered half of the position because it's way up. It already reached the target. The target for this trade was actually right around the upper boundary of the bigger pattern. So I covered half and then let the other half run, which I'm trailing with a moving average stop, and hopefully it gets to the weekly target of around 17.5 US dollar. Covered Solana. Now we have Tesla. I mean, everybody's all over this, right? I love it when people go, this is not going to work because everybody's all over this, and then it actually does work, and it works beautifully. Tesla has been really good to trade. Trade's really clean. You get the big head and shoulder bottom here back in 2024. Breaks out, gets to target. Target was huge. Target was almost 50% up. Then it tops, goes back down, and it starts consolidating again. We get a rectangle bottom, breaks out, reaches target, almost 26%. And then we get sideways action for a very long time. We get sideways action starting in, actually it started here, which was May 2025, sorry, Jesus Christ. So it's quite a few months of not doing much while a lot of other stocks rally. The thing which should have put this on your radar is the fact that, Tesla got hit hard by all kind of news, right? Everything was bad. It was either Elon Musk, it was earnings, everything was just bad. I mean, Elon Musk fighting Trump on social media, stuff you've never seen before. And still the stock didn't really do much. I mean, we got a few corrections, right? Which were significant. I'll give you that. I mean, 20% if you own Tesla and the stock drops 20%, it's a lot. But it gets tighter, right? And you don't even have to express that in percentage points, because you can just look at the fact that it is, again, an ascending triangle, and then it starts getting tighter and tighter and tighter. If you put the moving average on as well, you'll see it's really respecting the 50, 20, and 10-day moving average. Gets super tight here. I just knew I wanted to be a buyer if it broke out, and it did beautifully. And, it doesn't look like it wants to stop anytime soon. It's up almost 12%. My initial target is 440. Let's say 440. There we go. Which is the ascending triangle target, like so, right? So we'll see. I'm going to cover half this week somewhere, and then trail the rest of the position. Gold is, everybody was talking about Tesla, right? Everybody's in Tesla, and you should avoid the trade because it's never going to work. And then we get gold. I mean, gold was this is so obvious. If you trade, okay, that sounded really bad. That sounded kind of, just not good, not cool. Because this is hindsight analysis. What I meant to say was, it's not obvious that the trade worked. What I meant to say was that if you trade patterns, if you trade continuation patterns, or if you even trade, like VCPs or anything, just that gets tighter and tighter over an extended period of time, this is a trade you take every single time. If you trade commodities, if you don't trade commodities, this doesn't concern you at all, and this is probably not interesting. But anytime you see a pattern like this emerge, you trade it. Again, if you trade patterns, because you get the perfect breakout, you get a really tight stop at the last day low. Usually I'd like the last day candle to be within the pattern entirely. This one wasn't, but it's just it's just a tip, right? It's just a tip. So that's okay. That just goes up, don't spend any time in the red at all. Gets to first target, and we'll see if it reaches any of the other targets, but this is a great looking trade. And then I'm also long the Dow Jones futures, because this is a huge inverse head and shoulders continuation pattern. We got the breakout here at this candle. Then I got stopped out again here, but then we consolidate at the top of the breakout level. And then I longed the breakout, or I bought the breakout again right over here. So yeah, we'll see what this does. But the fact that the indices are looking really bullish, to me, is a reason to be bullish the market and individual stocks in general as well. Do I always look at the index before trading any stock? Definitely not. Does it make trading stocks much easier? Absolutely. I mean, anybody telling you that's not true is, I don't know, is crazy. I mean, if you think trading individual stocks works just as well, buying stocks, right? I'm not saying shorting stocks, but buying stocks for the long side in a period like this, as opposed to this, it's not going to happen. It's way harder. It's way harder. How long have we been recording? Let me check. We've been on this for, oh my God, 38 minutes. This is way too much. I'm just going to go over a few big moves starting to get tighter, but this needs a lot more time for me to be interested. What I'm really interested in is this one, 772 China Literature, because it has a huge symmetrical triangle building up, gets a big breakout on very good earnings, which is why it caught my attention. Goes up almost 50%, and now it starts consolidating. So I want to see this get tighter. I like the fact that volume is already decreasing. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Right now, it's not tight enough. I mean, I'm not feeling it yet, but maybe its time will come. Let me go over this. It's all the same, same, but different is what they say, right? Not sure what's so great about this. Probably remove this. What's here? Okay, so yeah, I posted this on X as well. Some people will consider this a head and shoulder bottom. I don't. I want to see some symmetry between the two shoulders. There is no symmetry here. Maybe in height a little bit, but not in width. Peter Brand likes trading Sharon Ottoman, which this isn't either. So it's quite nothing really, but this still is a bottom forming. So it doesn't really have to have a name, So, the thing you see on a chart can still be a bottom, which this does look like to me personally. And again, we have the fact this is consolidating right below the breakout level. We have the moving averages catching up. I would like to see volume decrease a little more, see this get a little tighter, and then we get a very tight stop, and we can trade the breakout from this massive, hopefully massive bottom structure, and then it goes up hopefully like 63%, which is quite significant. Same. Oh yeah, then we have cable, British pound. We had a potential head and shoulder top, right? But then we also have a potential head and shoulder failure, which I showed you on the other chart. I don't remember which one it was. If it breaks through this shoulder high, we have a head and shoulder failure, which in turn is also a inverse head and shoulder pattern. So this is a pattern I really like. This was put on my radar by Peter Brand. So thank you for this, Peter. Yeah, waiting with orders in market to trade this. Same. Yeah, I like this. Very long consolidation. 65 days so far and just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Volume very much decreasing with a few big up bars here. So let's give this a little more time and see what it does. AAOI, same. Same. These are all the same trades. These are all the same trades. So I'm not going to tell you too much about it. Here we have a rectangle continuation, which broke out, which I traded, which then reversed. It's now getting tight, which is nice because now we have the big move of over 70%. We get the reversal, we get the pullback right up until the 10 and 20-day moving averages. We have the 50-day moving average creeping up, and it is back at the breakout high, at the pivot level, the rectangle upper boundary, range high. I don't know, however you want to call it. It's all the same. So this is a level where I'm going to get really interested again. So that's why I'm watching it. CDTX. Very nice, getting very, very tight. Volume drying up. Huge move. 173, 220, almost 250%, which is huge. Same. Missed this. I caught this, but then I cut it because I had too many positions on. And then it goes up 13%, which is great. Evolve, I really like. I really like this one. Posted it many times. Huge rectangle. Then we get the consolidation again. And then it just explodes out of this. So I'm going to be a buyer of this. It's a wide stop. It's a stop of almost 12%. But my target for this is really big as well. My target is way up there. It's almost 70%. So that's, I don't mind risking more or taking on smaller size with a target like that. You know, these are all the same. I like this one. This one looks good. This one looks very good. Galaxy, I think I've missed this. This is getting on my nerves, so I'm going to skip that. IDXX also looks good. I wanted to trade this breakout, but obviously got the gap up, but now it's consolidating. So there's no reason to just, remove something entirely, never look back and not trade it. I like the fact that it's, consolidating again. I would like to see higher lows, which this isn't really putting in, but still a good looking chart. Intel, this has been on my radar forever, man. This bottoming base is going to, when this explodes, it's going to go. Trust me. Well, actually, don't trust me. This is not financial advice. Obviously, I'm just an amateur. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. So just, always fade me. Never do what I do. But I do think personally that once this breaks out, this stops bottoming, this is gonna go. I'm looking to pre-position at the consolidation here. Consolidation, yeah. Right around here. Let's see if we get a good entry to hopefully pre-position for the bigger breakout. IonQ, I caught this and then I immediately sold it. I sold the actual top on Friday. I had so many positions on, man, which I really don't like because it makes it really hard to manage. So yeah, this is going to go up 1,000% in one day tomorrow because I'm not in it anymore. But yeah, you know, you can't catch them all. Good profit in one day. This was 15% profit in maybe like an hour or so, a few hours, I think it was. Yeah, really quick. So yeah, JD, I also like this chart. Again, I like China. I like everything that's going on over there. With the stocks, been following it for a very long time, and I think JD is going to play catch up soon. So I'm looking to buy a breakout of 34.54. Kratos, defense and security. I missed this trade here. I really like this setup, but I missed it, and then I was like, you know, screw this. But it's back. You know, we got another shot at this, and it's a very good performer. It's been performing very well since April, up 130%. So let's see if it's gonna give us another shot. Enlight, same. These are all the same setups. These are all the same, just continuation plays. Traded this Micron Technology, cup and handle continuation, bought the breakout, sold at the first target, which was a good profit. It was over 16%. It's a very strong stock. In hindsight, I shouldn't have sold the entire position because it just gaps and well, you know, one gap. But it's a very strong looking stock. ONDS, I think they had IPOs recently. No, that's a different one. That is a different company. Same. Yeah, this one is crazy as well. This is a pretty crazy chart. I'm just tracking this to see if we get any consolidation. I didn't buy the breakout. I had this charted a very long time ago, but I didn't act on it. QUBT, quantum computing. I think this will play catch up to IonQ. That is why I'm very interested in this and looking to pre-position before the bigger breakout of the huge cup and handle pattern. So I'm going to see if I can position somewhere around here. Maybe hopefully get a slight pullback tomorrow. I like the fact that it's rounding out here. And then either we get a small pullback to the 20-day moving average, or we get a high volume break out of these highs here, which I will then buy at market. All the same. Tem. Man, like many other people, I traded this many times, failed every single time. And then when the breakout comes, I'm obviously sidelined. But as I've said, I'm in so many positions, man, across so many different markets. I'm long in Forex markets, crypto, stocks, future markets. It's a hassle. Uber, really nice chart, big ascending triangle, breaks down. I think that's really volatile and a little messy, so I cut the position. But I like the fact that it's putting in a cup and handle continuation right now. So that is what I'm looking for. And then we have VNet getting really tight, but I don't love this. I think this move it's been big, but it's I don't know. I don't like this. It's just a feeling I have. Meaning it'll probably go up to $500, and I'll probably buy it because I don't trade based on feelings, but on signals and technicals. But I would have liked to see more time in here. It's consolidating almost as long as it took for the 70% move to be made, which is probably why I don't like it. But I don't know, man. So yeah, that is it. for this week. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do so. If you have any charts you want me to look at, please let me know. I think I'm going to start live streaming soon. Maybe do like an hour each day or 30 minutes or something, just to give you guys intra-week updates, because there's just so much stuff going on that if you get an update like this once a week, it may be too little. But again, you know, only 5 people watch this, 4 of whom are my family and friends. So yeah, again, if you like this video, please give it a like, please give it a comment, and happy trading this week, man. It's gonna be good. Don't forget FOMC on Wednesday. So it's going to get volatile and potentially ugly, or absolutely not, or it's just going to go, you know, through the roof, man. It's going to go through the roof. Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good day, and see you next time.